Yes, we are proud and free. Welcome to Three Conservative Gimps, where we give you the information you need to make a great choice at the ballot box. So, we got a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff is happening. We got Trump in Asia sewing up some more tariff deals. Good on him. We got the shutdown that's still going on, which who knows? The bells may toll tomorrow, which is the last day of the month. It's Halloween, and then we got November, and people are going to be missing some checks and some money. But let's get this show going. Let's welcome all the way from Muskogee, Oklahoma. It's the opinionated and well thoughtful Lloyd Mendenhall. Welcome. And why won't it work? I clicked on it. There we
There
go.
we go. How you doing, Art? Hello,
I'm
everybody in
doing
the chat.
pretty good. Ah, so it was cold today.
Yeah, it's
Sunny.
been cold down. It's been cold here for the last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, we got down. Well, we hit the freezing point the last few days down
Oh,
in
really?
the at
Wow.
night, where we got down to. We had frost the last couple of nights, and we only got into the low 50s today. So it was cold. So hopefully I'll sleep well tonight and
Yeah, it's
just get
been
all
it's
snuggled up in bed and yep.
every we've been running about 17 degrees below normal here for the last 4 days. So,
Wow. Okay. All
but
right, let's welcome all the way from the blue state of New York, where they're not hopeful, but they got hopeful. Let's welcome Charles Gillespie.
Hey Art, hey Lloyd, hey everybody in the chat.
hey,
Howdy,
Charles, how you
howdy.
Duty.
Yeah, looks like you got the red bedspread on tonight. Looks good.
Well, it is my fall bedding, so
Okay, good. And how's the weather there? It's probably colder than it is here.
uh probably yeah. Probably yeah, but not horrendous.
Uh,
Um I'm still out in shorts and t-shirts,
well, good.
but I've developed a little bit of a resistance to the cold over the last few years.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right.
But the high
That's
the high today was like 50 something degrees. Going to be a little
yeah,
bit warmer tomorrow, I think.
yeah. I think we're going to be slightly warmer tomorrow. Not much,
We're having
but
supposed to have crazy winds tomorrow. That might be from not hurricane. I don't think Hurricane Melissa, but I think there isn't there a new one headed towards Florida.
oh, I haven't kept track. I know Melissa hit Jamaica just
Jamaica,
recently.
yeah.
I think it
Yeah,
was
we had
your mic just cut out, Lloyd.
really? Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
All right, we had some horrendous winds the
Hmm.
last 3 days, and that's what really made it feel cold. Because we
Hmm.
had we had you know 20, 30, 35, 40 mile an hour winds, and it was below normal temperatures. So yeah, uh it was definitely chilly here. So yeah, you got some wind coming your way if it's headed that direction. So
All right, let's get this show going. Like the title says up there, it says "Why Party Over Person is Works." And Lloyd and I, we were talking just before the show, and Lloyd had some good points, but I wanted to make my side why I think party trumps person because, if you go loyalty route and just pick the person. You might pick a really crappy candidate, and that doesn't help the party. But if you vote the party, because the deal is to get more of your guys in, so that your guys can, drive the agenda. Because uh, you know, like in state institutions, like we need to control the budget, and that's why the budget has been really screwy here in Colorado, because you got Democrats running the show, and instead of our roads being fixed, and it's all going to their special pet projects. And like, oh yeah, marijuana, it's going for the schools, but it's not. It's not going to the schools, or it's going to the roads. It's not.
Yeah.
Lloyd, give your
Well, that's generally the case. I've always been not so much as party, whereas I've been more of a person type of
right,
voter, because I want a person who's going to represent my values and beliefs, and not everybody in the party necessarily, because as
mm,
you said, if the whole thing that is just about being able to get more of our guys elected so we can drive the agenda,
right,
I think it should be more about should get the kind of guys elected that will drive the agenda for the people, not just for themselves. And this is
right,
where party, sometimes we get. I mean, Donald Trump's a perfect example of somebody who is pro-American,
mm,
and America first. And he wasn't necessary. And obviously, from the first election, he really wasn't the party's pick, but they got stuck with him because
yep,
nobody else could hold a candle to him. And
right,
they did their best during that time period to take him down. They weren't playing party versus person. They were playing person versus party.
well,
And
that I'm
but
talking. Yeah,
go
go
ahead,
ahead,
go ahead.
finish your
No.
point.
Well, what I'm saying though is, see, sometimes the problem we have with a lot of these guys is they've been doing it for so long. They have an agenda that's going back since Lyndon Johnson was president.
Right,
They haven't got a
mhm,
chance to get across the aisle just yet. But if we get enough guys, we can do it, and it's not always a
mhm,
good thing anymore.
right.
Just my thought. I sometimes think it should always be America first, no
Oh
matter
yeah,
no
and
matter which party they're from.
yeah, that's right. But it's a
Who'd ever
whole
thought
different
Fetterman?
world now.
Who would have ever thought Fetterman would be the kind of person he is?
Right,
How many
right,
people have had, including myself, have had to, you know, take back some of the words they said? Because I mean, I
right,
thought he was a blithering idiot. But you know something? He's the only Democrat up there right now that is playing America first.
right. Mm-hmm.
And there's a few Republicans that could take a hint from him.
Right.
And a whole lot of Democrats.
Well, and the thing about Fetterman is, the guy had a stroke before the election, and that really affected him deeply. And he finally had the come to Jesus moment, saying, "What the hell is with the Democrat Party? Why are we doing this?"
But he still
And
is a Democrat.
uh,
And he
but who
says
knows how long? He
he
may just
just
say,
saw an interview of
"Screw
him
it,
the other
I'm
day, and
running."
he says he's not changing.
Yeah. Well, how about Bernie Sanders? He's not a Democrat.
Well, there again, he's a nutcase.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a communist. He's a socialist, and
Yeah,
but he votes with the Democrats
right.
because their agenda lines more with what he
Yeah,
wants.
you're right, Lon. Romney, even somebody put up Bob Dole. Yeah,
Bob Dole.
yeah,
I mean, that's what happens sometimes. You pick sometimes. the worst
Well, and
candidate. It's true.
this is where things where we can blame it on Romney or Dole.
Right.
Blame them for how it turned out, but that's not the problem.
That's
The
big.
the problem was is the agenda was being driven by our press. And our
Yeah.
press convinced us or convinced the majority
Right.
that these were the two guys, in both cases,
Mhm.
they were the ones that should be elected and people went along.
Yeah.
People aren't doing that anymore. That's
Hmm.
how Donald Trump got nominated the first time and
Right.
the last all three times, you know.
Hmm.
That's how he got nominated because people quit doing it just because the press said so because suddenly people realized, and who controlled the press?
They're Democrats.
Right. And how
Hmm.
far back have they controlled it?
Oh
Guaranteed
God.
it's back to Bob Dole and Romney,
Yeah. Hmm.
So they're the ones who are showing us the polls and pushing this agenda.
Right. Hmm.
And I think that I think therein lies some of the problem. And I think
Hmm.
now libertarians tend to vote with Republicans, but they don't agree with all of the Republican platforms, and that's right.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
I hate to say this, I'm finding myself to be more of an independent, or God forbid I even say libertarian, but my thinking is starting to look a little different than what it was,
Right.
over these last three campaigns. Well, actually, the last 20 years of watching politics is, as I've always said, if there's an election to lose, the Republicans will do it the
Oh,
best.
oh yeah.
You know,
They are
and that's
famous.
because they keep putting party over person.
Hmm.
They keep thinking they're going to have these institutionalized people there, such as
Okay.
Mitt Romney and Bob Dole. That's what hurt them.
All right. Here's an example. We got a group of people called Rhino Watch Colorado,
Well,
and
good
they
for them.
want to get their guy in. And if they had their way, we'd never win an election. And because they want strict, hardline conservative, anti-abortion restrictions on gay marriage, and let's don't even go there. But and uh, they want to get these crazies in that can never win elections, and in the last round, that's why most of them lost in their primaries. They even tried to primary Lauren Boebert, of all people. She is well liked in her district. She's well liked in Colorado, period. But they consider
And
her a rhino because, but she votes 97% of the time with Donald Trump. I mean, that's pretty darn conservative.
well, yeah, to an extent, but on the
Yeah.
other hand, there again, that's a well, it's a Colorado thing, anyways. But when it comes to those people, obviously aren't concerned about the party, or one, they don't care about the person. They think, and there's the other side of that story is they're ultra conservatives.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, when you take conservatives, moderates, liberals,
Mm-hmm.
and then you take Democrats, Republicans, and libertarians or independents,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's actually there's 9 different varieties or more
Right.
that you
Mm-hmm.
could have because of that. Because you
Mm-hmm.
could have a moderate Democrat.
Right.
Or even we had them for years here in Oklahoma, conservative Democrats, which were called blue dog Democrats.
Right.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, they had a social their social leanings were slightly left of center, but the rest of their values
Right.
uh, were definitely right of center. But they were Democrats, and they represented a base of
Mm-hmm.
people that. So there's the party doesn't because right now what we've got the problem with our parties, and this is why we don't have control of the House or the Senate like we need to have.
Right.
Not just because it's because the ones we have in there, for the most part, they've been there for a lot of them have been there for a long time, and they're
Oh, I know.
way overdue to be replaced.
Hmm.
But they, they know the right people to get them the right kind of votes that they need to keep going.
Right.
But and because it's all about driving the agenda, which sometimes the agenda isn't always good for the American people, no matter which party does it.
Right.
You know, whereas instead of they've all got their pet projects, you know,
Right.
and I think that what happens is they get locked into those. Yeah, I agree, Lon. Term limits are well
Yeah.
overdue.
Term limits.
We have term limits in Oklahoma. We, just too bad the rest of the nation doesn't
Right.
follow.
Same here in Colorado. Yeah.
But we've got to, we've got to start putting the agenda needs to be America first.
Right. Hmm. Yeah.
Patriotism, pride,
Mm.
uh, growth, uh, domestic productions,
Hmm.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. You
Hmm.
know, not whether we're going to get our SNAP
Yeah.
Saturday,
Right.
or even if I'm going to get paid tomorrow. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. I won't know until it goes into the bank whether I
Yeah.
get paid tomorrow. I'm supposed to, but I'm not expecting it.
Hmm.
So, and unfortunately, my bill collectors are just going to have to accept that as the way it is, and that's going to be that. So,
Yeah. Hmm.
but I've pigeonholed a little money. I can get by for
Right.
I can get by for a short period of time. But
Right.
you know, uh, if it means the difference of, and that's the whole thing about this next subject we'll be talking about, is the fact that this is an agenda driven thing rather than and which means it's a party driven thing.
Right. Hmm.
It has nothing to do with helping Americans that really need it. It has to
Hmm.
do with party first.
Right.
And in
Hmm.
this case, the party is the Democrats, and their agenda is anything against Trump, no matter what.
Right. Hmm.
That's their agenda. So they're putting their party over the person
Hmm.
instead of putting the Americans
Right.
over the person.
Right.
So
And plus, their agenda is, well, I like to say anti-America because they hate what we have right now because they want a one-party state that controls everything.
yeah,
And they don't like the Constitution. They talk about freedom, this and no. What they want is they want to do away with the First Amendment. They hate the First Amendment. Is free press because they don't want anybody to spout any opinion that is not in line with their own. They call it hate speech. Ooh, it's hate
yeah,
speech. Oh, that's so hateful. And
yeah,
then they call us racist, sexist, homophobes, xenophobes, all that kind of stuff.
fascist,
Yeah, that
Nazis, yeah,
Nazis, Hitler.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, the Second Amendment they don't like because, hey, what a better way to control the masses if they have all the guns. I mean, look at what's happening in Europe. I mean, those people they're even in Canada. I saw a video where a guy has a beautiful M1 carbine that was made by IBM, which is pretty rare. The government wants to either destroy it or make it unshootable, which destroys the value of the weapon. So what's that guy going to do? Is he going to just hide it, or what? It's getting ridiculous. I mean, this is
well, I
a
mean, yeah. How did they know he's got it?
well, Well, you probably registered it because that's Canada. Uh, and plus, he did a video about it. So it's out there. So
Yeah.
if he just kept quiet and just, not told anybody about it, but just crazy.
But hey, on a lighter note, I saw the good old Senator Kennedy from Louisiana.
Right?
So
Mm-hmm.
I listened to him speaking on the Senate floor early today or late
Uh-huh.
last night or whenever it was, and he was worried about the barred owl versus the spotted owl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I saw something on YouTube about it. I
Like,
didn't watch
all
it,
right,
but
there's other things we could be talking about, but that's what nobody was there, obviously, because
yeah.
that's what they do. The only reason you even see that is because of C-SPAN records it. That's what they're paid to
Right.
do.
Mm-hmm.
These
Mm-hmm.
senators give these long drawn out speeches, and this was about. And I got to admit, and apparently they've contacted him and said he's being anti-Trump. He says, no, I just think it's stupid that you should hire Elmer, he called him Elmer Fudd, to go out there and hunt these uh barred
Owls.
owls. Yeah, because the reason for it to get rid of them is they're better hunters than the spotted owl,
Oh,
which means the spotted owl doesn't. Well, it's the deforestation of the West, like in Oregon, you know,
yeah.
Washington, and
Yeah. You
uh,
said Washington.
that's why I said Washington.
You didn't say Washington.
I'm trying to be politically correct today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
occasionally I can say it right when I want to, but
Mm-hmm.
or Northern California and all the wildfires had out there, the
Yep.
deforestation has forced
Mm-hmm.
the spotted owl to move to the east, and it's
Mm-hmm.
forced the
Yeah.
barred owls to move further into the east.
Yeah.
And they say this is the reason, it's because there's not enough habitat. Well, no, it's the deforestation that's caused the problem. But hey, let's just go kill off a bunch of barred owls because
Yeah.
instead of letting nature take its course.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
anyways, I thought of all the shit he could have been talking about, and he's funny to listen to, and I agree with 90% of the stuff. I just thought that was a waste of his time.
Yeah.
But he felt very strongly about it because he's got a couple of the barred owls is all often called the
Yeah.
hoot owl. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's he's apparently got a couple there on his property down in Louisiana, so he has a kind of a or no, he's got the spotted owl, and he doesn't
Spot.
want. No, he does have the barred owl because he said those are the ones he has. He doesn't want them killed off. It's a waste of good money. They're getting paid $3,000 to kill. I don't know 650 or
Mm.
6,500 of them. I don't know how many they're supposed to. They don't care if they're babies or adults. They're getting paid $3,000 a head. These hunters
Mm.
are like now.
Wow.
How will they? And they're going to do it at night. Well, how in the hell are these guys going to know whether it's a spotted owl, uh, you know, uh,
Yeah.
or a barred
They
owl
wearing
or
a
a barn
badge or
owl?
something. I'm a spotted owl.
Yeah. Just
Don't
what the hell are
shoot
they going
me.
to do? They can shine a light.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with that. That is
Yeah.
a very stupid plan. You know.
Well, maybe the barred owls, they'll just get some paint and go, see, I'm a spotted owl. I'm not a barred owl. I'm
Yeah,
spotted.
spotted. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's and that's pretty sad when our that's what our Department of Interior has feel they need to
Yep.
spend money
Mm-hmm.
on. A lot of
Yep.
other things they could be looking at besides
Yep.
damned owls.
Right.
And that's what a waste of money. I mean, $3,000 to shoot owls. That's a little.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's you know. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
God forbid they do it in like here in Oklahoma. They do it in Indian country.
Right.
They're uh, just examples. We went up to a couple weeks ago, or yeah, a couple weeks ago. James and I went up to Pat and Janie's house, and we went this weekend too. A couple weekends ago, we went up there, and on the way there, we saw a bald eagle laying dead in the road.
Ooh.
And I went back up there a day or so later, and because I had to pick up Ethan from school and take him home. And as we were passing by, he says, "Oh, there's a bald eagle." He says, "Should have stopped and got a feather." And I said, "I can't, son, but you could have. I can't pick him up." And we got to talking, and even Patrick was telling his in-law there. He says, we saw it the other day, but there's no way we're stopping to pick that up because it's against the law for us. But
Yeah.
because they're Native Americans, they can
Mhm.
pick it up.
Right.
And
Mhm.
I think the uncle went when he left. He went down the road to see if he could find it because he's Cherokee,
Right.
and
Mhm.
they're
Yeah.
sacred.
Yeah.
And whenever they find them like that, they won't kill them. They won't hunt them. But if they find them dead on the road like that, they will
Right.
go get feathers and preserve them for
Feathers, and they
ceremonial.
make a great stew.
They do not cook them. Nope, they don't do that. They only get
Oh,
the ceremonial feathers,
okay.
you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
well, and the claws and stuff like that,
The claws,
because
that'd
those
be the talents, yeah.
yeah, the talons, yeah.
Yeah.
They are used in ceremony too. So,
Right. Mm-hmm.
you
Yep.
know, yeah. Anyways,
So Trump just got back on his whirlwind tour of Asia, his tariff tour, and he's been striking a lot of deals, for rare earth minerals and getting production back here in the U.S. and getting them to build plants here so we could uh, produce whatever they make here. So we
yeah,
have our,
I hadn't kept up with much of it, but I did see where he met the first woman prime minister of Japan.
right.
She was
Mm-hmm.
grinning ear to ear and happy as a clam. Uh,
Right. And how about the South Koreans giving them a crown and
um,
a ceremonial necklace, and it's like, oh, just great for No King's Day. Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I just saw somebody put that up there about the crown, and
Yep.
I haven't looked at the news today, so I'm guilty of.
Okay.
Well, I was sick the last 2 days, and that was the last thing on my mind. So,
Right.
and
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
We know there's going to be plenty of people triggered by that, even though it
Oh,
means
yeah.
nothing.
oh yeah.
Oh, he was even having fun with it. He wanted to put it on,
What
and he
crown
knew.
was it? I mean, what was it a symbol of?
Oh, it was I don't know, but it was in the Korean style. It's very tall and ornate. I don't know if it's made of gold or what, but it looked pretty spectacular. And the necklace that they had, it looked kind of reminded me of the royal necklace that the king would wear in England. Yeah, it had a bunch of panels on it that I don't know, probably had
Yeah,
what cloisonne embroidered, looked
yeah,
really nice. But yeah, so he had a very successful trip to Asia, made a lot of really good deals that are going to benefit the United States. He's on his America First tour, so he's
yeah,
getting a lot of people on board, and uh, which is a good thing.
yeah.
And it's turning out we're making a crap ton of money from those tariffs. And I think Trump is going to eventually get rid of the IRS, which would be
Well, that's
really nice.
good, but here's a question. If we're making all this damn money, what's the problem with this resolution thing? Why don't we have the money if we're bringing in all this money? Why don't we have the money for this other shit like
We
food stamps?
apparently we do, because I heard I was listening to or watching a video, and there was oh, I forget the guy's name. Might have been Jake Tapper interviewing some Democratic uh, Democrat senator from Arizona,
Right.
and she's going on and saying that the funds for the food stamp program and everything have already been allotted. They just need to be released.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then it's all the Republicans' fault that these funds aren't being released.
Yeah. So how many votes does it take for cloture? Oh, that would be 60. And how many Republicans are there? There are 54. So we need 7 more Democrats, and we already have 3 that said, "Yeah, I'll vote to open the government," and the Democrats just won't do it because their sticking point is health care for illegals. And it's like, well, we can't do anything about it now. If they pass the budget, or they pass the CR, then they could go back and negotiate. Right now, the bill is already set in stone. They just can't go back and amend it because if I'm not mistaken, then it would have to go back to the House again.
Yeah, it would. And continuing resolutions is only, and again, the continuing resolution is to continue funding the government the way they have been, or to keep allowing us to be in arrears of our, of our debt. In other words, we got this huge amount of debt. We're going to continue to keep spending for what is it, pre-COVID spending or post? I can't remember.
Yeah, they wanted to stay at pre-COVID levels when there's no longer a pandemic.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And but as far as the money goes, is like you said, if it's there's no reason. Do they have to have the continuing resolution passed in order to fund these projects? And that's my own fault. I don't know enough about, and I think the average American doesn't know enough about how the government works, because that's what the average Americans are. Wait a minute. If he's drawing in all this money off of these tariffs, where the hell is the money, and why aren't they being able to pay out these programs?
Well, that's sort of what the Democrats are banking on, is that nobody really understands anything, so they can blather on all they want,
right?
And redirect blame.
Yeah, which is the way they play the game,
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I don't have the answer because I don't know either,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just seems to me that personally, I don't understand how the two work, because my idea of the continuing resolution is we keep continuing to do it this way because we don't have an actual budget in place, so we have to keep spending at this rate. Until we finally get a budget in place. Well, part of the big, beautiful bill I thought was part of our budget, and there's all sorts of things here that's I'm totally at a loss of knowing about. And I guess I need to start doing some homework myself.
Right. Yeah.
And everybody who watches this show, they need to do some homework and find out about this. I don't think the Republicans are at fault. This probably goes back to, when was the last time there's been a full working budget?
Oh, good decades ago.
Yeah, I think it was probably during
They've been doing continuing resolutions for as long as far back, for at least the last 20 years, probably
under Bush.
Yeah.
Bush and beyond. Yeah, because Clinton actually had a balanced budget.
Had a balanced budget when he left office. I don't know what he did or how he did it, but it seems like nobody since then has been able to.
Well, he had a lot of interns working under him for that. So
Yeah, and under him, and yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't going to go there, but yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Eh,
Hey,
eh,
when you look at Hillary, do you blame him?
oh yeah, I know. She's not aging well, even with the plastic surgery. She just looks like
And there isn't enough Bono to fill those wrinkles.
oh boy. I mean, have you seen her cheekbones? I mean, she looks like
Yeah.
what is it? The nutcracker. You know
Oh,
that?
yeah,
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 I could see her as a nutcracker. Yeah.
yeah. I think that's pretty what she's known for. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
or
Uh.
on. Yeah,
hmm. So yeah, that'd be a good. Yeah, if all this money is coming in, we got the money. It just hasn't been.
why can't we spend it?
Real,
That's my next thing.
yeah, it
Got the
can't.
money. Why can't we spend it? What's the holdup now?
Right. Okay. Well, maybe I'll Google it.
Well, I trust Google. I'm getting where I don't even trust Google anymore. But
Well, okay, I won't use Google. I'll use Perplexity, which is supposed to be
right,
the new.
go.
Yeah.
That's who I use. It's a silly ass name, but they at least have a more balanced aspect of stuff. I don't think they thought they would really amount to anything. They just gave it a name and that was it. It
Mm-hmm.
stuck. So, anyways,
Right.
yeah. But if we don't cover it in this show, we can definitely cover it in the next one.
Oh, right. And the answer is. Okay, it says the government can release funds for SNAP because it maintains a contingency reserve specifically for emergencies or funding lapses. And SNAP is an entitlement program that federal law requires to be funded regardless of government shutdown or budget impasses. This means that it's legally the government is obligated to distribute. Okay. So.
Well, that must be what that woman from Arizona was talking about. But given that, there's no blame on the Republicans. They can't hold that up. That's supposed to be automatic.
Yeah.
If I'm understanding you're reading properly.
And it could be that the funds are depleted because, I don't know, maybe the illegals got the funds. They decided, hey, we'll help those people out, and they overspent the funding because they depleted the reserves. That's my reason. What happens if the funds aren't released? If eligible SNAP recipients do not receive their benefits as required, they have the right to sue the federal government.
Yeah, it comes down to, some of these employees, they're going to remain on furlough. Some of the federal employees will,
right?
but people will still get their food stamps.
Yeah, so if they're getting their SNAP, then they shouldn't worry. They should be getting them on Saturday or next Monday.
Yeah.
So,
but like, Social Security, veterans compensation, and
right, that's all going to go out no matter what.
Yeah, because that's part of, so yeah, which I think, it's bad that the military isn't getting paid. But
Right.
what I understand, they've got people that are volunteering making sure that that are donating money, which is weird, but yeah,
Mm-hmm. It's not only the military, but the Secret Service.
yeah,
They're ICE agents.
ICE agents, yeah, border
Yeah.
patrol, and
Yep. Border Patrol. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So what else is going on?
Well, they raise more hell about some park being not being tourists not being able to go get a picture of the Washington Monument
Uh,
than they are about the FBI and the federal or the military. Oh, don't worry about them. They'll be okay. But God
right.
forbid we shut down the Washington Monument. Like besides, it's not like it has
Mm-hmm.
to have somebody standing in front of it. They can take
Uh-huh.
a picture of it a few blocks back and use their zoom and say, "Hey, there it is," because it's going to look the
There it
same,
is. Yep.
whether it's
Mm-hmm.
in their camera or whether it's in. They got Photoshop. They can even Photoshop themselves in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would know the difference.
And also, the national parks. Well, like you said, they're closed because they
Yeah.
don't have any park rangers. But guess what's happening at Yosemite? A lot of base jumpers are taking advantage of that, and they're jumping off
See?
of, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Making lemonade out of lemons.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Maybe the
And
only time they get to do that in their lifetime, so they're taking
yeah,
advantage
that's
of it.
right.
And
And I heard there was a Democrat. I don't know if it was a state senator or a federal. Uh, yeah, federal.
U.S. Senator.
Yeah, U.S. senator. Whatever. She's been arrested for obstructing an ICE vehicle. So yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what's going on. And there's been some resistance at a pot farm where they served warrants because there were some bad hombres working the fields out there, probably working the kids, you know. So that's why they're not going around just randomly picking up people. They are going after bad actors.
Yeah.
These are people that are uh,
Well,
human trafficking, sex trafficking, child trafficking, drugs,
yeah.
all
And
kinds.
unfortunately, they go after you know uh, uh, Edward Gonzalez Hernandez, who happens to be the worst drug lord in the world, and it just so happens that Jose Rodriguez is who he's there illegally, but he's never done anything wrong in his life. He happens to be working in that same field.
Right,
When they go in there, they start checking IDs, and guess
right.
what?
Mm-hmm.
Poor Mr. Rodriguez is going to he's going to be deported just like uh, Mr. Gonzalez is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's
Because
not
Mr.
profiling. That's the
Gonzalez
fact of
wasn't
value.
speedy enough.
So yeah,
Mhm.
but I mean that's the way it works, and they're saying, oh well, he's been here for 20 years and been a good citizen, has a family, and so well, if he's been here for 20 years, why hasn't he bothered to get in the proper paperwork?
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
You know, because
Yeah,
there's been
well,
more occasion that he could have got it, and you know, not in the last 20 to 40 years, some of these people have been here.
your audio just kind of went
I don't
wonky.
know what's going on. Is that
Yeah,
better?
that's better.
I don't know what the hell it's doing.
Yeah, can you hear it, Charles? Like, yeah, all of a sudden
Everyone,
his
yeah. Just all of a sudden, he'll be way low.
right.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah,
I don't know what's doing it.
yeah. It's that damn 3D printing.
No, it ain't even running, so it ain't the 3D printer. Now, if
Yeah,
that was running, you'd know it. Yeah, no.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh hell, I was doing a print today, and I started this print. And I was doing the color red, and that particular spool of red, it gets and it gets caught up in itself and jams.
Mhm.
Well, it was doing that. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear this popping noise, and things start shaking. I thought, what in the hell was that? Couldn't figure out anything. I figured out what it was. That thing had gotten jammed, and it popped loose, and then just it's like scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I thought the
Yeah.
damn thing was flying apart on me. It's like, what the hell?
Uh-huh.
I gotta, but that spool of red is about almost gone. I'm just trying to use the rest of it before I bring out any
Yeah.
more. So,
Yeah.
but shit happens. But yeah,
What else can we talk about? So we talked about tariffs. We talked about party over person. We debated that. We talked about the government shutdown. Hopefully, it'll end tomorrow. Yeah, we shall see. Uh, what else? Oh, Trump's visit to Asia and how that's turning out great. And yeah, it just seems like this president has done more in less than a year than any president's done in one term, even.
yeah, yeah,
And it's just like, man, I mean,
yeah. He
I'm
seems
wondering what are the next 3 years going to look like? Oh, but then again, he's going to have to go through roadblocks and people trying to stop him. Uh,
yeah, but he's been going through some of that anyways.
oh, speaking of someone trying to stop him from doing something, Rand Paul is trying to enact some legislation that would take away his power of setting up tariffs. He wants to go through Congress. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. The president, he's the executive, and he's supposed to set up these things. Congress, that's for the budget and legislation. He's doing something, otherwise, he'd be ceding more of his power to Congress. It's supposed to be separate but equal branches.
Yeah,
And like these judges that are trying to stop Trump from uh, initiate these tariffs or uh, deporting people. You know,
yeah. Uh, because tariffs fall under Congress's position. They deal with the budget in related to our national. Uh, well, they deal with the national budget,
right? Mm-hmm.
and the tariffs fall under the more or less the Department of State,
Right,
which falls under the executive branch
right,
because
mm-hmm.
they can't because that has to do with policy and how we relate to other countries. You
Right,
know,
mm-hmm.
they can't legislate that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the only time they have any power in relation to that is during a declared war or the war under the War Powers Act.
Right, mm-hmm.
That's the only time they have any say in how the Department of State and the executive branch works. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but
Uh,
when it comes, so he can do what it takes to go to foreign countries, and what he's trying to do in all of this is give us, which is part of the State Department of negotiation, give
mm,
us a fair field, a fair
level playing field.
level playing field. Yeah, a level playing
Mm-hmm.
field with these
Mm-hmm.
other countries, and
Right,
Congress can't do that.
right.
That's not their job. Their job is internally, and that's
Uh-huh.
seeing how the money, when the money that is brought in, seeing how it is spent and properly budgeted and spread out throughout the constituents of the United States.
Right.
Or pays for the well-being of the constituents of the United States, whether that be under the guise of security in the way of military and military. Uh, equipment, ships, whatever, armament,
Procurement,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's up to the State Department under the executive branch to negotiate these types of situations, which is what a tariff is. A tariff is,
Mm-hmm.
all right, you're charging us to bring stuff into your country. Well, guess what? We're going to do the same thing to you, except we're going to make it harder.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how he's getting these deals.
Right.
And the legislature has no say in the matter.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Now that doesn't mean they're not going to try and have some say.
Yeah.
And Rand
And,
Paul's an idiot anyway, so he's
and
as stupid as his father was.
damn libertarian.
No, they give bad names to libertarians.
Yeah. Let's see what I
Unlike
had
Mark,
a
who is
thought,
good libertarian.
but yeah, I mean that's how the government used to operate before we had income tax, and the Democrats don't like it because, wow, just think it'll take a huge chunk of their power away from have these punitive uh, taxes on wealthy people and manufacturing, and that takes a lot of their power away. But if we eliminated the income tax, I mean, there's still going to be taxes. Don't forget, because the states and the local entities are
Yeah.
still going to tax you.
Yeah, you're still going to get charged a tax for. I think the income tax, if it gets rid of the IRS and the income tax, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But you're still going to have to pay. There's still federal taxes you'll have to pay, such
Oh
as
yeah, your FICA, your FICA,
well,
you're going to still
yeah,
pay.
but when you go buy a gallon of gasoline, a
Right.
percentage of that
Right.
244 gallons what it's running around here right now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I saw it as low as 223 a gallon the other day. I
Yeah.
about had a heart attack, but
I just
Wow.
paid $2.26 the other day.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because I shop around. Yeah.
well, I mean, I saw it and I didn't need gas at the time, so by the time I get around to it, it'll be back up again. But anyways, a percentage of that is nothing but taxes. You got
Right.
federal road taxes,
Right. Mm-hmm.
you got
And
state
that
tax,
goes to roads.
yeah, it goes to the
Yeah.
interstates to help pay
Mm-hmm.
for the interstates. Then you
Right.
have state road taxes as well.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that goes to pay for
That
all the other
is,
roads that obviously Oklahoma is collecting way more than what they're spending because our roads are absolute shit.
oh, come to Colorado. Yeah, our
I was
roads are
just there.
crap.
It wasn't as bad as it is in Oklahoma, at least not.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, you went to Grand Junction.
Yeah, well, that's still part of Colorado, last I
Yeah.
checked. It's not
Yeah.
because
Well,
they want to, but, it just turns out that way.
yeah.
I think they'd
Yeah.
rather do
So
away with Denver all by itself.
just think of all that money that people will get to keep. Maybe a third more of their income they'll be able to keep, and that'd be more income for, yeah, I don't know, maybe investing, spending, buying goods and services. It'd be a boon to the economy, and we wouldn't have to spend money on, I don't know, IRS agents or the department of the IRS. We can eliminate that. And those people could be, they could transition into
Yeah.
other types of employment. It's not
Yeah,
like
I
they're
mean, and the IRS is just one division of the Department of Treasury. It's still going to be a
right.
Department of Treasury.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's got to handle the money somehow.
Yep. Yep.
It's just the Internal Revenue Service has been, although, well, let's see, is Secret Service under the IRS?
No, I think it's under the Treasury.
Is it under the Treasury? Yeah, okay.
Because it
Yeah,
used to be
that's
a
right.
branch of the Treasury Department.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's what I was trying to think. Yeah.
Even back when the Lincoln, they had Secret Service, and that was part of the Treasury Department. I mean,
I thought the Secret Service started after Lincoln's assassination.
oh, you're right, because they had Pinkerton was the big
Yeah, they had private detectives that were
yeah.
doing it then, and then and then James West and Artemis Gordon came along and
Right. Mm-hmm.
helped start the Secret Service.
Alrighty, so we're getting close to that. Hope you guys have a wonderful Halloween tomorrow. Are you dressing up, Lloyd? Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to dress up as a grumpy old man.
okay. And Charles, you're going as Garfield or Millard Fillmore? Which one of those?
I go
Late
to
night
Garfield got shot in the head.
Garf.
Oh no, he got shot.
Yeah, I've got an orange shirt with a picture of Snoopy and Woodstock sitting on top of a happy pumpkin. That's what I'm doing tomorrow.
There you go. There
Yeah,
you
I'm
go.
shutting down all my lights so the little shit don't come around and bother.
Well, I live
Keep
in an
it clean for
apartment. I
yourself.
haven't been bothered ever since I moved here. So, because all those rugrats, they send them to some location, some party that they all go to. So, yeah.
We
But
haven't had
Saturday,
people here in probably close to 20 years, but we have brand new neighbors that have 3 kids. So I actually picked up a bag of the, what they call the fun size bags of M&Ms.
oh, okay. Well,
So if they
here's
show up,
what we do.
I'll just give each one of them like 3 little bags, and
Well,
You just open each individual bag and just give them one apiece.
yeah, there you
one
go.
lemon in the piece. It'll make the candy last longer.
Or you
I don't need to have 19. I don't need to have 21 miniature bags of M&Ms hanging around.
there you go.
I will give away as many as I possibly can, in the hopes of maybe having 1 or 2 left over, because yes, I do love M&Ms, but I don't need.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And don't forget Saturday, 50% off on Halloween candy. Yay! There you go.
Yeah. Well, I got to get out tomorrow because tomorrow's payday. So.
Okay. Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's payday, and we're having a Halloween costume party or something at work. And I think I'm gonna go as Chef Boyardee because I got a chef's outfit on, but I'm gonna put some scary makeup on, and at least I'll be
that. You already got the part. You already got that part covered.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just put on the hat and you'll be pretty scary as that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, that's what don't have to work Saturday, so I got a nice weekend to relax and stick around home, try to save some gas. So everybody in the chat, thanks for coming. You all have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget my drone show tomorrow, Art Code Drones and Entertainment. It's going to be just about Halloween. We'll talk about movies, scary TV shows, sci-fi, scary costumes, costume ideas that you might have or had as a kid. We can talk about that.
I saw 2 movies today, and one of them was, I guess you could call it a scary movie. It was another rendition of Jurassic Park. How many times damn things they brought them back again. This is called Jurassic World Rebirth. And it's like,
Rebirth. Okay.
Yeah, they go back to where the last ones with I forgot what's his name.
Attenborough?
No.
Jeff Goldblum?
No. Well, yeah, was he in the last one?
I don't know. He was in
Was it Pratt, whatever that the guy.
Oh, Chris Pratt. Yeah.
Chris Pratt. Yeah, he was in a couple of them,
Right.
and I think they picked up where he left off.
Okay.
Or 10 years afterwards or something like that.
Oh, okay. And I guess the Velociraptors are all grown up
Oh,
and
it's
they're having babies.
well, it's a whole new
Whole new bunch.
yeah, a whole bunch of different stuff. But still got the
So
screaming little kid that's eyes are big and they're getting scared and like, hey, dipshit, don't go in that room. That's where they all died at. Just don't go. You
yeah.
want to tell them that, but they don't listen. The other
Mm.
one I saw was Fantastic Four,
Ooh.
First Steps.
Okay.
And somebody must have sent the memo along to them, because both the new Superman movie and this one are 60-ish style, what
Oh,
the early 60s thought of, or late 50s, early 60s thought that the future would look like. If you remember the old Popular
right.
Mechanic magazines, you'd open them up and they'd have these flying cars and shit. Well,
Flying cars.
they've made this
Yeah,
very,
George
very,
Jetson.
yeah, they've made it very George Jetson style,
Ah,
and they did the same thing with the Superman movie. So,
super.
they're
Well,
both,
that's super.
yeah, yeah. He's wearing, and the new Superman, of course, is wearing his underwear on the outside again. So,
On the outside again. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
All right, everybody. You all have a great weekend. Don't forget Bill's show on Saturday, Lloyd's show on Monday, where
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
we will be. Take care, everybody. God bless, and have a pleasant weekend. Good night.
Good night.